Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Neilson Boxing Podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fight Town podcast. We've got a special podcast this week. We've got guest Carl Neilson on. Carl, how are you?
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's fight week. We're nearly there. It's a big fight week for us as well. You know, talkSPORT, seconds out, sold out York Hall by the sounds of it. Huge fight card. It must be exciting.
Yeah, it's a massive one for us. Obviously, we dipped our toe in with talkSPORT previously, but now it's exclusive to us, and we seem to have kicked off on the right foot with them. Massive relationship building there. Looking forward to what the future brings with them as well. And if I must say so, I'm on the slide looking forward to the summer break.
I can imagine. A lot of work's gone into this deal as well.
Yeah.
A lot of time behind the scenes. Tell us a little bit more about sort of how that went down. I know yourself, John, Mark have been involved in a lot of meetings too.
Yeah, it was just a lot, you know. Obviously, we reached out to Spencer about doing some commentary for us, which led on to another conversation. And before we knew it, we sat up at talkSPORT head office. So we sat up there, we've met the guys, we've met Ed Huntley there, explained what we wanted to do. It fitted well with what they wanted to do. Obviously, you got the talkSPORT channel, which they want to bring in eventually down the line, and hopefully all goes well, we get on there. And then obviously that tied in with the other conversations we've had with Seconds Out as well. So everything's just fell into place real nice for this show. This weekend's all about just proving that we can do it, we can put it all together. We've done it before, but proving to these guys that they've made the right decision with going with us.
Amazing. Well, look, like I said, it's a special podcast this week. We've actually got a huge amount of interviews with the different boxers and the different managers, so probably not too much talking from us. But first of all, I'm just seeing a huge list of Neilson Boxing managed and co-managed and promotional deals and everything else with some of these boxers. So let's just run through a couple of those. Shall we start with Tom Brennan and Louis Merryweather from our neck of the woods?
Yeah. Obviously, Tom, last time out in Ipswich, lost on a technical with a bad cut, and I know it got Tom down. So he's just looking to come back, get another 6-rounder in. Look, there's a name out there we all know. Billy Stanbury. I think it's going to become apparent that we're after that fight. He won this Super Welter Southern area, and I'll be honest, we'll take that fight tomorrow. And as for Louis, we're still building him 5-0, hopefully this weekend. We're going to finish this year strong with him, and then hopefully kick on to an early start next year with maybe a title eliminator, or if not, a title if it's there.
Perfect. All right, let's hear what the lads have to say themselves as well. I am here with undefeated Louis Merryweather. Louis, I've got to say, I've been there for your fights. I've said this to someone else this evening as well. I don't think I've seen you drop a round, drop a minute. It's been one hell of a start to the career.
Yeah, we're doing all right. It's different to the amateurs. I'll tell you, it's I wouldn't like that in the amateurs. I'm proper. I've got to take my hats off to Dean and Dave. They slowed it ever since I was thinking about turning pro. We just stayed in the gym, slowed it down, just literally learned again everything back to basics, and just basically hit and not get hit, and box because I want to be in the sport for a while.
Your style definitely stands out as one suited to the pros. How did you get on in the amateurs?
I was alright. I wasn't nothing special. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just liked to have a fight. Really, that was it. That's why it's weird watching me now in the pros. I box really well, nice and composed. In the amateurs, I was complete. I liked having a fight. I just wanted to tear up all the time.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about the fights that I've seen, and yeah, you're very composed. Take your time, you're not rushing your work.
Behind the jab and let my works come and let my. To be honest, when someone comes at me is when you will see the best of me. When someone is proper trying to come out, because then I've got to let it show.
Yeah.
For the minute, there's no need to. I just got to keep boxing well and keep winning, and they will come.
How have you found the pro game so far?
A lot. With my style, it's a lot better. As in, I'm not like. I never liked being in and out on my toes, so I did like setting my feet and letting you work go. But yeah, I'm more suited to the pros. Definitely, I prefer it much more.
Yeah. And what's the plan for you this year? Obviously, God willing, everything goes well Saturday night. What's the plan this year and the next year? You're still quite young anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm 23. Good win Saturday. And then just activity. Just basically activity. Keep getting better. Keep getting my weight down, and then really I want to start climbing.
Yeah, looking at domestic route for titles.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want. That's where you know what you're in the sport for, innit? You want to be winning belts and getting on the telly, really.
No, 100%. I know we had you on in Gloucester as well, and I know that was a great show and it was good for us on the stream. This
Yeah.
time we've stepped it up again with the production. We've stepped it up again. We got Seconds Out streaming it live. We got talkSPORT streaming it live. How does it feel to have that kind of platform behind you as well?
Like I was saying to you earlier, it's wicked, really. For us boxers, you can't really get much better. As in, like you said, they've got a massive following, nearly a million with Seconds Out, and you've got people like Bentley, Spencer talking and commentating on your fights, which is only gonna be good for your for the gram and that. So
We'll talk about the gram. I do see you on there a lot with your brother.
yeah.
Has he got the same style as you? When do we sign him? How's this going to work out?
He's good, mate. He's done it ever since he was young. So he's always, he's always been sporty. So he played football, and then obviously he just enjoyed the boxing, and obviously he stopped going to school when he was like 14, not because he was like really naughty or nothing. He just wasn't suited to school, and he's just the school of hard knocks. He's in the gym with the boys, so it's not like he's been out, with his mates and that. He is purely dedicated to the sport, and obviously I'd like him to stay in the amateurs, pick up a few titles. He only had his first. He comes second in the juniors, and that was like the first really time he's proper gone in the nationals, and he got all the way to the final. So he lost to a very good kid, but he could. He's gonna like. I want him to keep going, keep doing his thing, but he's safe as well. He likes to load up. He's got a good style for the pros.
I see you pushing each other, and obviously you're a good example for him. Just staying
Thanks.
with the stable there. After last weekend, it'd be rude not to talk about Tia as well. How
Oh,
was it there being ringside for that debut?
that is. Did you watch the knockout?
Yeah, I think everyone's seen it.
She absolutely flattened her, but everyone knows what she's like. Do you know what I mean? And especially when we're in the gym with her, like I'm not like being sexist or anything, but she just for girls, like they don't always have that power, yeah. And mate, she punches as hard as any man I've sparred or anything. She's a proper banger.
It's weird because yeah, I know she had a lot of knockouts in the amateurs. Sorry,
Yeah,
I saw her opponent, and I know we've had her I think twice on our shows, and I thought okay, fair enough. She'll give her the rounds, give her that
yeah,
but that was it. She just turned it
mate.
straight away.
Especially where now, like she proper boxes, takes the time. Like she couldn't miss that backhand on Saturday. Just every time she throws it, it just lands. And I was thinking, fucking hell, she takes some shots here. It's a tough woman, mine. Like you said, she's give people I don't think she's ever been stopped. I think she's beat people on her debut. She's a proper woman. Do you know what I mean?
And she just absolutely went for it. I think it's third round knockout.
Uh, yeah, I think it was third. Can't remember now.
Crazy that.
It's yeah.
It must be great. I know Dean's had a lot of people through that gym, but quite a few
Mm.
in gym at the moment as well.
It's good now. We've got a good little tight gym, and we're starting. It's good now because we've been doing it for years, and it's good to start seeing good progression come from the gym and our hard work paying off. Because we're only a small little gym. We're from Western. Do you know what I mean? Like no one even really knows of Western Supermare, and it's good to now. Like you start to see us. We're starting to see us on the bigger stages now.
Yeah, 100%. And hopefully you can push that and fly that flag as well, mate.
100%, mate.
All the
That's the
best.
truth.
All the best for Saturday. We'll catch up after the fight as well. But hopefully, yeah, we can carry on this journey together.
Hundred
With doing
percent.
this boxing too.
100%, mate.
Perfect. Cheers, Louis.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here with fan favourite Tom Brennan. Tom, how are we doing on fight week?
I'm good, mate. All the better for seeing you.
Yeah, you too, mate. All good. We're here again at fight week. I think it's quite a special fight week for you as well. Back at the York Hall, under those lights, and hoping to pick up another win under your belt.
York Hall, the fourth time of asking for me. We've been scheduled there before many times. We've not managed to make it.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah, it'd be a good night. Night. Be good to get back in the winning column, hopefully.
I'm sure you would have seen as well with the new broadcast deal we've got, with the new production that we're putting in place. Quite a big show for you to be under as well.
Yeah, and I'm known for opening a broadcast, so I'll be creating a little bit of history there, won't I?
Yeah, 100%. So tell me about it, Tom. I know we're looking to get back in the positive side as well, but I know there's been some conversations about titles, near missed opportunities, lots of stuff like that. Where are we looking in the title picture at the moment?
I'm going back down to 11 stone, and I want an area title, so whoever's got that, that's where I'm aiming. I don't know. I'm calling nobody out, obviously, but if there's a title, at 11 stone, I would like a shot at it.
So if we had to say the Southern Area title, for example, who's currently got the title at Southern Area at 11 stone?
I think Billy Stanbury won it a couple of weeks ago with a devastating first round knockout, so we could go that way.
Yeah. Stanbury also known for being quite local to the area of you as well.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Little fight, a local fight. Maybe I could even go down there on a BCB show or something like that. I see they're putting a couple on down by him lately.
Perfect. Well, I'll speak to Mark and Carl, but hopefully maybe there'll be a letter in the post to Mr. Stanbury after Saturday night, maybe.
He's hoping, and we deserve an opportunity. I believe I've given a lot to this sport, and it's been kind to me as well outside the ring, but with a little bit of bad luck, head clashes, cuts, perforated eardrums, things haven't really gone our way in the ring, so we need to make the most of that now.
No, definitely. I think, Tom, as well, you're known as one of the nice guys outside of the boxing ring as well. Do you want to just talk about maybe some of the work that you do outside the boxing ring in your gym as well?
They're probably too nice, aren't I? That's the issue. We run a little gym in Carterton. Try to do as much as we can for the next generation. So that normally takes over a little bit and probably takes up a little bit too much of my time. But I wouldn't be without it. I've got some great kids. They're probably the motivation to keep going. I tell them that they can achieve anything they want to do in life. So if I were to quit when I'm so close, I wouldn't be a man on my word.
I will say I've seen on weekends regularly you taking the young amateurs up to their bouts, and also I think you work in some community projects as well.
Yeah, we'll go anywhere in the world with a kid to box anyone. As long as they train hard, that's all I ask. And we run a lot of half-term clubs for the underprivileged kids, the free school meal kids, or they call them premium pupil children, through the summer holidays. So they've got somewhere to go, somebody to look after them, a hot meal, etc. Those sort of things.
I'll take my hat off to you, mate. I think there's so much said about boxing in communities and how it's saved so many people. So you being one of those people really flying the flag for that, I really do take my hat off to you, mate.
Thank you, Jared.
So just tell us a little bit about your career, because it's been a bit stop-start. As you said, there's been some bumps in the roads. There's been some potential, I don't know where those cards came from. There's been some step-ups where others would have dodged massively. I think I saw an interview the other day where they're actually discussing you, and they were talking about your bout with Gideon Onyanani. You now compare that result to what happened with himself and Sam Gilly, and actually, do you know what? Taking him quite close when he's fighting somebody at that level, there's not too much discredit in that.
It's been a weird one, I turned over to prove that I could turn over. I went on a hiatus as normal. I came back to only just to get enough money to buy the gym, and fell back in love with the sport. I boxed Hennessy on a couple of weeks' notice, and we've all seen what happened there. A little winning run. I took Gideon on 2 weeks' notice, I believe, when Balraj Singh pulled out. 2 perforated eardrums after 4 rounds. We got back in a winning column. Like you said, we had what was that, scorecards down in Ipswich with a little draw. And then I hopped back in with Paul Gordon. I made a terrible start, and then that got worse when I got my first cut.
I think when you look at this card that you're on Saturday, the amount of fighters that we have, I think there's 5 50-50 fights, where all the fighters are putting their O on the line as well. I think you definitely fall under that bracket of these fighters that aren't trying to get to 16-0 and just box journeyman. Actually, you want to get in there, you want to test yourself, and if you're good enough, you'll get there, and if you're not, you're not. But ultimately, really challenging for that title is the dream for you.
Yeah, and it's like Snakes and Ladders, and I posted the other day, Snakes and Ladders, I'm probably the worst player in the game, because anything that gets offered, I think, yeah, go on then. When probably it's not the right move at the right time, but I see too many people preaching about being undefeated when in reality they've never really jumped up and tested themselves, have they?
No, 100%. Well, listen, I'll leave you to your evening, but Tom, stay one of the nice guys in boxing. I'm sure one day you'll climb that ladder and you'll get that title as well.
Here's open, mate. Here's open. Thank you, Jared.
Cheers, mate.
Take care.
Well, we weren't too far off there. Tom sounds like he definitely wants that fight, so let's get Saturday night out of the way and then we see where we go from there.
100%. Like I said, I'll take that fight tomorrow.
Amazing. I mean, yes, even more Neilson boxing related names. We've also got Jimmy Lee and Kieran Keane as well. Jimmy, obviously a champion himself, and Kieran, I know he's got eyes on some prizes in the very near future.
Yes, Jimmy Lee, he's the Commonwealth Youth Champion. Last time out in a big fight, he's just ticking over nicely. It's well documented that Jimmy managed to get himself a Queensbury contract as well, which we're delighted for him. It does mean that he's going to be fighting on their shows, but at the same time he will stay with us. Between us and Queensbury, we're going to keep him busy. Listen, he's at that stage now where the big fights are coming, so he's got to be ready for them. And as for Kieran Keane, well, real star of the future. Real star of the future. I remember when we had his debut, he's managed by Kieran Farrell. We all spoke highly of him, and fast forward now, and he's managed by us. He's fighting, on our shows. Obviously, he'll become a regular for us. The future's bright for him.
Very nice. 2 seconds. Let's cut to those guys and see what they had to say as well. I'm here with Jimmy the Problem Lee. Jimmy, it's fight week. How are we feeling?
Yeah, all good, mate. Just want to get in there, put a good performance on for the crowd. Can't wait now. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I know we've had you on quite a few times before. This time we've got more broadcasters than ever. How does it feel? I know you've had lights on you before, but again, more of the lights, more of the screens, and more of the audience.
Yeah, look, the more the crowd, the better I'm going to perform. I had a long time out before the last one. From now onwards, just going to get better and better each performance.
I know with this one as well, you had quite a tough opponent previously, but that's fallen through. Still a tough opponent with a decent record coming in. Is the plan to get this one out of the way and then look to push on for probably another title in the year?
Yeah, look, we've had a good chat with my team, Johnny and stuff. Get this one out the way. One more before the end of the year. Make sure that ring rust and them cobwebs are definitely off. And then early part next year, start pushing on for some more titles.
You say about the cobwebs, it's been a bit stop-start. You sort of had active patches and then quiet patches. What's the plan then? Are you looking to go the domestic route, or what's the plan for titles?
I'll leave that down to Johnny and my team, but I would middle of next year I'd like to push on and try and get a couple of titles this time for this time next year. Before the end of next year I want a couple of more titles underneath me.
I know people don't like shouting names, but are there any fighters or any titles in particular that you're chasing?
No, anybody, mate. Listen, I'm here. If the phone rings, I'll be there, and I'll take the opportunities. I feel confident in myself that I can beat anybody at British level. So it's just one of them. You swing it my way, and I'll jump at it. Do you know what I mean? But the other thing is, I haven't got a rush. I'm only 21, so there's still a lot more learning to do. Them later rounds, digging deep. So you still got a lot of learning first before you get into them harder fights.
It's a stacked division as well, and obviously now with your new promotional signing too, with Frank Warren, how does it feel to have that under you?
Yeah, look, it's a bonus as well, and I appreciate Frank and everybody behind the scenes for getting it over the line. But it's just that little bit of a step you need in the right direction, as they say.
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, Jimmy, I won't take too much of your time. You have a good evening, and we'll see you fight night.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
Cheers,
Take
mate.
care. Bye bye.
I am here with the golden boy, Kieran Keane. Kieran, 2-0. I've been ringside for both your fights. I don't think you've dropped a round, let alone a minute of a round, let alone a second of a round. How's things?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to Saturday night. Looking forward to being back under the lights again.
100%. And under the lights this time, York Hall, it sounds like it's going to be sold out from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I think there's new production as well. We're now on talkSPORT and Seconds Out. So another big step up in show for you as well.
Big moves again. Big moves again.
How are you feeling about your opponent as well? Are you stepping up to a 6 this time?
No, still on a 4. We was debating a 6, but I'm under the watchful eye now of Ross Pearce at RJ's gym. We've had a little look. We're going to go for one more 4 and then evaluate it from there. There's no rush really. I'm only young. So yeah, we're going to go for one more 4 and go from there.
Yeah, I think when I watch your boxing style, I think, yeah, definitely boxing beyond your age. You don't look like that young boxer. How are you finding the new gym setup?
Oh, I'm loving it, to be fair. I'm loving it down there. I've been with Ross now 5-6 weeks, I think, coming by the end of this week, by the end of this table week. I've been with Ross 6 weeks. Been in sparring with some great pros, seasoned pros, great prospects. So yeah, I know that I'm ready.
I think we've had a few lads on over the years from RJ's, and yeah, the thing they talk about the most is the amount of names you actually have in that gym, the amount of sparring you get is unbelievable and invaluable as well.
Yeah, you can't beat it. Definitely not.
So, Kieran, just for the new fans, tell us a little bit about your previous background in boxing as well.
So I am from and originally from Suffolk. I boxed for a few local clubs around this way for quite a few years, and then 5 years ago we made the jump from Suffolk, and I'd done 3 years at West Ham as an amateur. We then left West Ham, and we'd done a year at Repton, and then after my year at Repton, then that's when I just started pro.
I mean, Repton, West Ham, it's not a bad amateur career. Pushing on to
No,
the
definitely
now.
not.
Like you said, you're still young, but what's your thoughts for the pros? What are you pushing for maybe in the next year or two, and what kind of weight category as well?
So last last fight I made super featherweight. It was kind of championship weight on the day weigh-in. I made it relatively easy, to be fair, but for this fight we're back up to lightweight again. And then hopefully when we start getting the 6 rounders the day before weigh-ins, I'll be back down to super. To be honest, I just want for whatever I can. Obviously, I've got a great team behind me now, being at RJ's. Mark, obviously, a great manager as well. Neilson boxing all behind me. So yeah, whatever them guys think is best for me, that's what I'm happy to do.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll leave you to your evening, mate, but good luck for Saturday. I'm sure we'll be ringside to cheer you on, and I'm sure we'll be there for the rest of your journey too.
Thank you. See you all Saturday.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Well, Kieran seems to really be re-energised at that new gym as well, so I'm sure there's more to come from him. I'm just looking down the card and there's just names after names after names. Next, I'm looking at Brad Axe, who's back out. He's definitely stepped up into a fight when he went to America then, and he looks like he's really building. And also Alfie Kle in a huge fight as well.
Yeah, I think you just said it then, and Brad Axe, he took on a 50-50 opponent so early on in his career when no one else would really at that stage of their career. It didn't go to plan for him, but he's come back. I think this is his second fight since he's back. We've already spoke to him. I think there's plans for September where he's actually again then ready to step up and prove himself again, albeit still early on in his career. So, fair play to him. And Alfie Kle, I think this is the first time Alfie Kle on a show. To have it for the Commonwealth Silver is a massive privilege, and been working with Dean and Xavier Miller. Alfie's a good talent, very good talent. IBO World Youth, I believe. Probably Commonwealth Silver come Saturday night.
I'm hearing that Jonas he's not one to be overlooked as well, so I hear he got a good send-off in Namibia.
Yeah. Listen, so the matchmaker messaged me. He had a band there with all the flags and stuff like that. They were all singing him off, and so there's a lot of confidence. When you speak to the kid and his trainer, they reckon they've had the best camp of their career. So he's not coming here to roll over. It's going to be a proper fight.
Amazing. Well, let's hear what Alfie and Brad have to say. I'm here with Brad Axe, and Brad, we're on this card this weekend as well. A huge card for you to be on, and hopefully one where we can push on to something big afterwards as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be on these shows. I'm excited to get back in there. It's been a little while now after a couple of injuries and stuff at the start of the year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back in there.
Perfect. Brad, tell us a little bit about your background as well. RAF.
Yeah, so I'm in the RAF Fire Service. Joined when I was 18, so I've been in coming up 10 years now, which is crazy really when I stop and think about it. But yeah, I've been in 10 years. I'm currently based at DFTU, which is the Fire Service College in Morton in the Marsh, as an instructor there. So I sort of deal with the training of people that are joining as firefighters. So that I do that full time as a regular RF person in the RAF. Yeah, I'm just getting on with the professional boxing alongside of it, really.
How do you work that around the training? Is it helpful to the training or a hindrance or?
The thing is, it would be classed to be full time boxing. Do you know what I mean? But that's not realistic. I think at this stage, eventually, then maybe we can push on and
maybe get it's a thing called elite status and stuff that you push for in the military to because you're representing them at a high level. Because I always try and represent the RAF, always try and carry a excuse- what happened there? I always try and carry a flag behind me. Sorry.
It's all good.
God. Yeah, I always try and carry a flag up behind me and represent them as much as possible. RAF badge and stuff everywhere. So yeah, we'll see. Full time maybe at some point, but yeah, I just sort of try and juggle it as best as possible. My line management at the minute, they're really good with regards to trying to make sure I can get time off for fight week, especially. Obviously, I have to use my own leave, but with regards to getting fight week off is most of the time I can. This week, however, just because we've been quite busy with the delivery of a couple of courses, I've not been able to get it off. But yeah, as a whole, they're very supportive.
Amazing. And let's talk about a little bit to sort of your career in the pros. Very different to most. So you go 1-0 with a lovely debut, and then you decide to roll the dice straight away and go to America. How was that?
This is yeah, this is it. Like for me, my debut was a debut of dreams. Got me on the top tier show. Big sort of build up, all the promo and stuff. It was epic. It felt like a superstar from day one. Do you know what I mean? And then I was scheduled to fight on a September card, TM14, Neilson boxing again. And I got a phone call from John, probably about 4 or 5 weeks out, basically offering me the opportunity to go to America and box Julian Delgado. Um, and at first I was like, wow, go to America, that's like incredible. And that was the main thing for me, was just what an opportunity, like boxers dream about going to America and making their American debut. And I think for me, at the time I was what, 27. And if I was 21, I probably would have said no. I would have took my time a little bit more.
That slow build journey kind of thing.
Exactly had a bit more time to build it up. Whereas I thought, what an opportunity this is going to be, and it was a win-win scenario for me. Like, let's say I went out there, I got the win, bang, I jump up the rankings, all's good. However, at the same time, it was very much one of them where I'm like, well, even if I go out there, the experience of going out there, I knew it was going to be a tough night. Do you know what I mean? I knew the kid was good, and I knew, and especially when I look back at the scorecards, you know what it's like going to America sometimes. Like, if uh, if you don't knock them out, the chances of getting a decision are quite slim. And I'm not saying that was the
Good
case.
fighter as well.
It was a close fight, and do you know what I mean? Maybe without the knockdown in the third, it would maybe could have been a different result in the UK, maybe. But do you know what I mean? We live and learn, and ultimately for me, it was a massive opportunity, a massive step up, and it showed what I'm about. I don't want to build up to 10-0 with just journeyman on my record, you know?
So how does that move looking forwards? How does that work for you? Because obviously another bout now that would put you at 3-1.
Yeah.
Do you start rolling the dice again, or are we looking to build a bit slower, or what's
Yeah, I'll be looking to have this fight a bit of a build up again. Just mainly this one really because I've just had about 6 months or so off with a couple of injuries. And then yeah, back in there, get 6 rounds under my belt, and then go from there. See what happens with 50-50s.
amazing? I think when we look at this show, I think there's 5 50-50s on there. All the fighters coming in with unbeaten records. Although you've picked up that loss, it's against Delgado. I believe he went and boxed for the WBC youth or something.
So yeah, that's
So
it.
is that is there's no shame in losing to somebody of that level. I think there's a lot to be said for fighters like yourself and the others on the card that are rolling the dice early in their career and really just going for it rather than building up that 20-0 and just fighting journeyman.
Yeah, exactly that. I think there's five 50-50 fights in there. Was it 5 titles?
5 where both fighters are unbeaten.
Exactly, like what a show. And I'm quite looking forward. I'm guessing I'm probably going to be on before them, depending on how they run it with ticket sales and stuff. But if I'm on first, I'm quite looking forward to boxing, coming out, sitting down, and enjoying some scraps because I'm sure there'll be some great ones on their card.
And how does it work with you getting those ticket sales in? Because it's quite a journey for yourself as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so well, the good thing about being in the military really is that a lot of my fan base is in the military and they're sort of scattered here, there, and everywhere. So a lot of my fans are down in Yeovil, Somerset, where I'm originally from. And then, like I say, RF bases here, there, and everywhere all over the country, really, that people are travelling from. So actually, I don't do too bad ticket wise. Even from Yeovil, thing is with York Hall, it's an incredible venue and that does attract people. However, when you start thinking about travel, it's a bit of a nightmare to get to. Hotels and stuff can be expensive. So I respect everyone that's bought tickets to come watch because it's a lot of money. And with this day and age, how expensive life is, it's a lot of money to fork out, isn't it, for a weekend? But I'm sure they'll be happy when I put on a good performance this Saturday.
No, 100%. And I look forward to it as well. Cheers for catching up, Brad, and I'll speak to you soon.
No worries, Chad. Thank you very much.
Cheers. I am here with classy Alfie Kle, and today, Alfie, it's nearly fight week upon us. How are you feeling? How's camp been?
Yeah, feeling good. Looking forward to it now. The last little chip down now to sharpen it up. The long dreaded wait feels like forever. Coming up to fight night, but I'm looking forward to it.
Forgive me, Alfie, have you boxed at your call before?
Yes, I boxed there once before last year, I think, or the year before against Adam Yaya. I boxed there on a Goodwin show.
Okay, and how do you find it?
Yeah, enjoyed it. It's good atmosphere, good buzz. Is a overall, a very very good place to box. To be fair, I enjoyed it.
Nice. There's so much talk about this. It looks like it's a complete sellout. New production, new streaming partners in talkSPORT and Seconds Out as well. So hopefully
Lovely.
a nice big one for you to be capturing this second title as well.
No, 100%, 100%. I've said this earlier. I said this to someone else. Seems like a very good platform. There's some very very good 50-50 fights. And obviously, like you said, they've just signed a deal with talkSPORT, so there's that going on as well. I think it's a great opportunity for me. And it's going to be a great night of boxing.
I think there was a post that was put out the other day as well. I think you look, there's 5 50-50 fights. Both fighters in all of those fights are unbeaten as well. Yours being one of those. How much do you know about your opponent?
To be honest, not a great deal. I don't usually look into opponents. I leave that down to my coach. My trust is in his hands with that. But I know that he's had 4 10-round fights in a row. So he's busy. He's fit. He's going to be coming for it. So he's had the more experience when it comes to 10 rounds. He's on that front. He throws a lot and he's busy. But I think that suits my style. And I think it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight for sure.
And all being well, after Saturday, you walk out with both of those belts around your waist.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
So we're gonna look to go domestic after that, aim for the British title, push on for that then, and then just keep building from there. I think listen, I've had my fun, I've had my dancing, my showboating. I think Saturday you'll see a great performance, a bit of showboating, a bit of dancing, but gonna look to really show my strength and show a bit of grit and a bit of spite in there. But I think the British level top that easy, and then start pushing on to the worlds.
So I've got to say, I haven't been to one of your fights before, but I've heard about your crowd as well. Maybe lastly, just anything for that crowd that's following you too.
The crowd are unbelievable. Like I say, always dreams to reality. Thanks to them guys and my sponsors. They're always roaring, shouting, screaming. I've got a great fan base, and I appreciate them very much.
Perfect. Thanks, Alfie. Look forward to seeing you on the platform on Saturday.
Thank you very much. See you there.
Well, I mean, that's really going to be a barnstormer, that one. I suppose it's hard to say. Let's step into the bigger fights. We've got Gideon Antwi, Doran Krasmer as well. That's going to be a heavyweight war. But I don't think we can really look past Sonny Hardy and Ellison Suchi as well. What a fight.
Yeah, it's a massive fight this is. Sonny last out on our O2 card. And when we got presented with this Ellison Suchi fight, Ellison's 4-0. He's never been beaten. He's I've spoken to a lot of people, and it's not as clear cut as everyone may think it is. This Ellison's good boxer. Some people are writing Sonny off in this actually, but obviously you speak to Sonny's team and they're confident. So that is going to be. I think for me, it could have fight of the night written on it.
Well, I was very lucky enough to speak to Ellison himself and actually Kev Mitchell. So let me cut to that and let's see what they had to say. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with Ellison Suchi. Ellison, a huge fight week coming up for you.
Yep, of course. Big week. Getting ready for the fight.
100%. How are you feeling in the build up to this fight? It's probably, it's got to be down as one of your toughest. But also speaking to a lot of people, and a lot of people are putting you as a favourite for this one.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit underrated this fight. Not a lot of people have heard of me, so they will soon. Definitely, yeah.
I was speaking to somebody the other day, and I think your last fight really stood out. The opponent that you fought, although he might be on the road now, he wasn't previously. And I think Sonny Hardy probably hasn't fought somebody of that level yet. So I think when people are looking on paper, you've probably had the harder opponent and come through with flying colours as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Sonny, I don't think he's had a step up like that yet, well as I've had. So yeah, taking it step by step. Of course, this is a bigger step up, but we are definitely ready for that.
And how does it feel, putting your unbeaten record on the line against somebody else with an unbeaten record as well? There's huge plaudits for that. There's multiple fighters doing that on this card. How does it feel to think, that unbeaten record's on the line, but again, the payoff could be huge?
Yeah, of course. But people say unbeaten record, but a record is just something that everyone can build, right? In boxing, you see everyone go 10-0, 15-0 with fighting nobodies. So I don't really look at the record as it doesn't influence me like that.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
For you, quite a lot of fans coming up on the night?
Yeah, of course. We got a big Albanian crowd coming up. I got my whole family supporting me, so there will be a lot of people there. Yeah.
Amazing. I've heard from a lot of people that I think the venue is like sold out, sold out. Hot York Hall night if the weather stays as it is. Sold out. So many good fights as well, and obviously now with talkSPORT and Seconds Out,
Yeah,
a real big step up.
I think this might be the best event of this year in York Hall, right? Because there's a lot of 50-50 fights happening there. It's not just mine, a lot of other fights as well. So it's going to be a sick event.
No, 100%. Tell me a little bit about your boxing background, Ellison.
I started boxing in Albania, and I started in 2020. Started as an amateur. Had my first amateur fights in I think a month of boxing. Won that. Then from there, just growing. And then I thought I'd come to England to up my game, up my level. So then I met Josh Burnham here, my trainer, who currently trains me as well. And from then, just all going upwards.
No, I mean, and yeah, looking at your record, definitely taking the right steps at the right time, like you said, a lot earlier than most, but it's all going in the right direction. Can you explain maybe your style a little bit as well? Is it similar to some other fighters?
Um, I'd say I'm a new school Marvin Hagler. That's what I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we got that skill, but also love to tear up secretly.
of course. Yeah, I can do both. I can do whatever you want.
Well, hopefully you can pull it off on the night. I won't take up too much of your time, but thank you, and I look forward to seeing you fight night.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Cheers, Ellison.
Yep.
I'm very pleased to be here with boxing legend Kevin Mitchell. Kevin, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Thanks, very well. Yeah.
Perfect. And we're here to talk about Sonny Hardy today.
Yeah, son, he's been doing very well, Basically, he's been training with me now for about a year and a half, nearly 2 years. His dad first started training him as a pro. I was just managing him and helping him out. And then I took lead role of training him. Now, these young fighters, they turn pro and they think like they turn pro and they're pros straight away. But the transition of being a professional, like a true professional, takes a number of years and hard work. And it's now coming around for Sonny. Sonny's really taking a good turn, well, doing really well what he's doing and becoming a good pro.
And we see a big step up in opponent for this show just in under a week's time now as well.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a big step up of opponent. It's not something he can't win. It's not a fight that's saying he can't win, but it's a fight where he's got to go and win it. He's got to go and grab it with two hands. He's worked extremely hard. He's been doing very well. As I said, that to be a pro is a process. It takes a long time. It's like kids expected it to happen straight away to be like a full-fledged pro. But he's starting to look really well now and doing really good sparring really well, sparring some top sparring partners. So yeah, he's been doing very well.
I think we looked at the BoxRec stats as well, and they've got it pretty much a 50-50. Both fighters undefeated, and at York Hall as well. I know you've had one or two nights, well, quite a few at York Hall. How do you think that will make a difference on the night being in that venue as well?
I think it's the best venue in the world. I've boxed myself. I've boxed all over the world. The only one that did that has been in Upton Park, but It's the mecca of boxing, York Hall. I don't think there's a better venue in the world than York Hall, Bethnal Green. I've been all over. I've been Vegas. I've been America. So for me, York Hall's an iconic venue. And Sonny's in a 50-50 fight, and I think he'll get the win.
I think there's been a lot of conversation, especially about the weight as well. It's the first time Sonny's coming down to that weight, but he's quite comfortable at his weight normally, isn't he?
Yeah, I said to him, like, the way he was used to being, that was just sitting there like Walters and that. I said, Sonny, your frame's the same size as mine. I was a lightweight. Sometimes I was even super featherweight. I'm a little bit bigger than Sonny. Do you know what I mean? So I said, like, it's a weight he can make. He says, try and make it. So, but he's been making it. Well, as I said, the transition of as a pro is all about making weight, getting used to training regularly hard. It's a process. It's not easily done.
I think I've seen him turn up to a weigh and eating, to be honest with you. I think he makes it quite easily on the scale, so I don't
Yeah,
think it'll be a
I
struggle.
remember he goes Brentwood Kitchen before some weigh-ins. As his food in the morning with the Brentwood Kitchen, then goes to the weigh-in.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so it shows you how easy he makes weight.
And where do you think he can go in his career? Like you said, it's still a very early start. But,
Yes, it's an early start in his career. From being around like good trainers myself and being around Tony Sims, Jimmy Tibbs's, Johnny Ems's, good trainers, Paul Cook's. If I was to say to you, he could go here, he could go there, that'd be me just talking absolute nonsense. But I believe he's got a bright future. He works very hard. He's a very tough kid, and he can go. As I said to him about 8 weeks ago, in this game you can go as far as you want. All I ever was in the amateurs was an ABA champion, and I got to a very high standards professional world honours. But I could have been a lot better if I was looked after managerial wise as a youngster, looked after properly. I could have gone a lot. Sky could have been the limit for me. Do you know what I mean? So as long as he's willing to put in the hard work, sacrifice his time, diet properly, live the life, who knows where he can go? He can go and do what he wants.
and you would have seen that we've signed an agreement with Seconds Out to stream the show live and talkSPORT as well.
Yeah,
What do you think it's like?
I see the talkSPORT thing. I think that's a really big thing. I think it's massive for us for boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's massive for lads at this kind of level to get that kind
Yeah.
of exposure to those kind of audiences. Huge.
Yeah, it's huge for small hall boxers. You know, I started off small hall boxing at Causeway Leisure Centre as a kid, and before I hit the York Hall Bethnal Green, so I started these small shows as a kid. I think it's important for them. It's important for them to basically learn to still basically meet their fans, sell tickets. And having like an audience like talkSPORT has got is massive for the sport.
And lastly, Kev, I know we spoke before. You're getting your own gym built, I think, as well. How's
Yeah,
that
I'm
coming
looking
along?
at getting it built in Upminster, at Damon's Hall. It's where like basically like a small aircraft place that where planes land and that. I'm looking on to be getting it built. Hopefully, I'm hoping by the summer the build starts.
Have
I
you
was
got quite a few
building.
lads in at the moment then?
Yeah, I've got a lot of fighters that I work with and a lot of amateurs I do one-to-ones with. So like what I'll be looking on doing there will be like a fitness gym for the community, which will provide like classes, one-to-ones, strength conditioning coaches. There'll be pro boxers working out of there as well. I'll have a spa in there, ice baths, saunas, steams, obviously change rooms for men and women. And I'm going to be doing Upminster's first amateur boxing club. So that's in the process of doing it all, yeah. So,
Amazing. Well, when that comes around, please make sure you invite us down as well.
yeah, most definitely. As soon as it's up on my level, more things in the pipeline, everything's moving in the right way, I'll be in touch, definitely.
Perfect. Well, all the best for Sunny on the night, and we'll see you
Yeah.
there.
I'll see you there. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Kev.
Cheers, time, mate. Bye-bye.
Well, there we have it. Both camps seem really, really confident. It's great to be able to sit there and speak to Kev Mitchell, somebody who I really looked up to as a boxer when I was younger as well. So it's great to have somebody like that on the show. But let's cut to it. It's main event time. Dan Francis, he's our guy. Joel Kadawa, here to sort of upset the apple cart. 2 titles on the line, an English eliminator. It couldn't get much bigger than this, I think, for a main event.
This is a massive, massive fight. I think it may be well documented. It wasn't the fight that we were talking about when we started. We were looking at another fight, and at 5 weeks out, we had to change the direction, and we made the fight with Joel. Now, obviously, we believe in our boy, and there's only one winner in our opinion. This is a good fight, a very good fight. This win projects Dan on to bigger and better things for sure. It's an English eliminator, like you said. I want the English next if we get through this. But then at the same time, this is also a big fight for Joel. It opens the same doors. But for me, I just think there's one winner. We've got a lot of confidence in Dan, so as the teams around him, and it's going to be a great, great fight.
Well, before we go into it too much, let's hear from Joel and also Tun Dai, his trainer. I'm here with unbeaten prospect Joel Kadawa. Joel, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We're here. We're fight week. The big one for you. How's it feeling?
It feels good, like all the hard work has just been leading to this moment. So I'm ready, man. I'm excited.
It's the standard question, but how's camp been?
Oh, it's been beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been beautiful, man. I've been enjoying every single step. Yeah, it's good, man.
So I've already caught up with Tun Dai, and as you can imagine, that was quite a long interview. So I won't take much of your time.
I'm guessing that interview was about 20 minutes.
20, 25.
Yeah, see.
I suppose the first thing that I asked him was a big step up, 2 titles in the line, and an eliminator in your first 10 rounder. It's a big jump.
Mm.
What's the thinking behind that, and what's your feeling on that?
You know what? My last fight was a step up as well. Like my last opponent, he also had 2 belts. He had a belt in Wales, which was equivalent to the Southern Area belt. I think it was like a Wales Central Area champion or something like that. And he had another belt as well. So on paper, it was a 50-50 fight. And I believe I got rid of him the easiest and the quickest way.
So do you think now's the time to start having these 50-50 fights?
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready for it. I feel like I put the work in and I'm ready for it. I'm in the gym all the time, always working, always improving. Yeah, I'm ready, man.
And how much do you know about your opponent, Dan?
He's a Southern Area champion. He had a good fight on his last one. He had a good win. I know he's gonna come for it, so it's good.
100%, definitely one for the fans as well. I understand it's sold out as well. The venue is completely sold out. York Hall's sold out. Summer weather as well. It's going to be
hot.
And also eyeballs as well with the new talkSPORT deal, with the new seconds out deal. A lot of eyeballs as well. So great.
100%. It's great exposure. Great exposure for everyone.
Nice. So in terms of camp, Tun Dai also mentioned a lot of sparring as well, a lot of high level sparring.
Yeah.
Can I talk a little bit about that?
I sparred some of Mark Tibbs's boys. Joel Bartel, Giorgio Visioli, and Ethan James. So it was all good work. All good work. I've done a lot of sparring with them, and they will prepare me for the fight.
Yeah, high level sparring for a high level fight as well.
Yeah.
And God willing, everything goes well for you. How do you see your future paying off for the rest of the year as well after?
Wins, and more wins. I
know it's English Eliminator. I know the title's vacant at the moment. I think there's a fight planned for it. But is that the next step for you as well?
Say that again?
Is that the next step for you, looking at the English as well?
Right now, I'm focused on this fight. So once I win this fight, then I'll be focused on other things. But right now, my focus is on the 28th of June.
Oh, that makes sense. Just the last one then. Obviously, at this kind of level, it's a huge thing for fans and support as well. So just any message to fans, sponsors or anything?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone that bought a ticket. I want to thank my sponsor for supporting me. Literally, I just want to thank everyone that's even coming down, making their way to witness greatness.
Perfect. Thank you, Joel. Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Speak to you soon. Yeah, take care. Yeah?
I am here with the man himself, Tun Dai. How are you, Tun Dai?
Good evening. All the better for speaking to you now, my sir.
Thank you very much. All good, thanks. So we're less than a week out from fight week now. I guess you're used to people talking to you about Anthony, but today we're talking about a different boxer of yours.
Yeah, for sure. Joe has been quietly, patiently, grafting away. A lot of people don't realize that, Joe's been around myself and Anthony for a number of years, from the Peacock gym when he started boxing, which, realistically wasn't that long ago, but it's so funny how he seems to have followed the patterns of Anthony only having 12 amateur fights, having the same trainer, amateur trainer and coach, the great Tony Cisse, and now already actually fighting in a stadium in Barnsley, just like Anthony fought in his 8th professional fight in the undercard of Canelo Alvarez and Liam Smith in Dallas AT&T Stadium. And much like Anthony, fighting for one of the belts, the Southern area, in under 10 fights. So call it serendipity, call it what you want, bit of luck. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, you've touched on it there with the belt as well. For him to be stepping into his first 10-round contest, I think there's, 2 belts on the line, an
Yes.
eliminator for the English title. That's quite a lot considering I think he's done 6 rounds previously, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, but anyone who knows Joe knows that really he was a 12-round fighter from his professional debut. Um, because as I say, he's been watching and training with Ant for a long time. I mean, if you look at some of the old fight hype videos, when we were getting ready to fight Kovalev and stuff, you see Joe in the background skipping. So he's obviously watched Anthony and he's watched myself for a number of years and knows what it takes to even get to this level as a professional fighter. So I feel like Joe's more than ready.
And how much do you know about his opponent, Dan Francis?
Oh well, you know me. I know what he had for breakfast. I have to. That's my job, to know everything. And it's so funny that Dan actually came and asked me to train him a little while ago. I wasn't in the gym. I always kept on missing him, but he was leaving the messages and stuff like that. So I know Dan very well. I think I may have even been at his last amateur fight. He was telling me he was gonna turn pro at the time. Um, and so I'm very familiar with Dan.
I suppose for us, it's the best man win on the night, but huge respect to both of them coming in with unbeaten records so early in their careers, titles on the line. I mean, it really shows good intent from both boxers as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is what boxing is about. This is what Turkey Al Sheikh is trying to install back into the sport of boxing. And Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and others, this is what he want. But we live in a world where fighters are not just going to step into the ring unless there's a financial reward in it. And we all know these small hall shows, the financial reward is not really there. And but it just goes to show that they are willing to work. Both boys are willing to work themselves into a position where, because I've always said, you win, you get the money. Don't let that stop fighting you, because now it's like, what are we actually fighting for? Are we fighting for the money? Obviously is prize fighting, but the legacy also, the fact that you can say win, lose or draw, you took on the challenge. And I feel that is more important for guys that just have ambition. At the end of the day, you become a professional fighter to fight. I never understand these guys get offered world titles, long as the money's right, as long as the you have enough time to prepare for a contest of that magnitude. I just don't understand why fighters turn down big fights or fights which will move them up the ladder to get them into the position where they can make some real money.
I suppose it's a question of risk and reward, isn't it? But without risk, there's
Yes,
no reward, definitely.
yes. Well, I mean, listen, what is it about? What you're gonna keep on fighting for £5.50, or you're gonna challenge yourself and make money, because this ain't amateur boxing. This is professional boxing. It's professional prize fighting. Trainers, coaches, managers, promoters, they invest a lot of time in these young kids, and they have to always remember that. That it may not be equal because the fighters deserve what they deserve, but people are investing time into careers, and we don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to be having 15 fighters and I'm going to earn £10.50. It's a joke. It's a joke thing. So, let's see if we're good enough to actually do something in a sport, create a legacy, and actually, feed ourselves and our families.
No, 100%. I think something that's touted out a lot for this show is there's actually 5 fights on the card where both fighters are 50-50s, both fighters are unbeaten as well. So it's a really big card for that. Live on talkSPORT, live on Seconds Out as well. I know
Wow.
obviously Joel has had quite a lot of exposure previously, be it through Frank Warren shows, be it through boxer shows. But for him
Yes.
to have that kind of exposure for this kind of show must be great, especially at the York Hall itself.
Well, top of the bill. Again, Joe in 12 in 8 fights. I know he's in 12 fights, so 12 amateur fights. So let's say 20 fights, amateur or pro, amateur and pro. He has the opportunity, or he's in a situation whereby it's lights, camera, action. talkSPORT have come into this at the right time, because I believe they're about to witness a journey of a young man that is going to do things in this sport of boxing.
100%. Lastly, Tun Dai, it wouldn't be me if I didn't just ask you, have you got any updates on Anthony?
Come on, man. Listen, you have to, you know where it's already. You know me, like, you know what? I listen to some of these because you know me, I just talk and go. I'm not really listening to what people are saying. I'm just saying my piece and I'm gone. I ain't got time to be, people say to me, this person, that person. I'm like, but do you really think I've got time to listen to what someone else is saying when I know that most of it is just clickbait anyway? I know the best because I'm in a unique position where I'm the manager, the trainer, the promoter, the teacher, the guide. Whoa, I say the teacher. I'm teaching me more times, but I know everything. What's going on with Ant's career? I'm not hearing it from somebody else. I'm not a brother that is someone's brother but doesn't get told really what's going on. Yeah, that's that because one brother keeps it all to himself until it happens. I know what's going on. I'm part of the negotiations. I'm part of the talks. And, me and George shook on it. Me and George were shook on it. After the Boatsi fight, we said, we get through Lynn and Arthur. The fight is Callum Smith. Shook George's hand. Let's go. That was it. So that's why, it wasn't a preempt. It wasn't a jump the gun with what I've heard that, Tun Dai jumped the gun. No, that's what we said. That's what we said. That was the fight. So it's like, again, sorry, I'm going to get hot because I'm like, it's another situation where people want to say what they want to say about Anne or me and everything. But this is like the second time now your favorite fighter says we or all your fans and the people out there say that we don't fight no one, and then we can't fight no one in between the big fights because people say they want to fight us, and then when it comes to actually signing the contracts, we already know what I'm talking about. 3 opportunities that person had to fight us, and then getting beaten with the last gamble, which I knew was going to happen anyway. So I'm like, one thing about Callum Smith, he is. I mean, I respect all the brothers at the end of the day. One of them's got a gripe with me. I don't know why. I don't know why. I ain't never said that against my friend, Mr. P. Smith. I'm gonna call him P because I heard him say the other day, the other fella's manager. So I'm gonna call him P. I'm not even giving him the respect of calling him his real name. But I've never said nothing bad against him. And I certainly would never say nothing bad against Liam, because every time I see Liam, remember we fought on the same card. Canelo, he was topping the bill. Liam, I remember Liam was doing the public workout, and then I spoke to his dad. I said, "Where's Liam?" He said, "Bro, he's shattered. He's upstairs. He's sleeping. It's taken so the event." And I remember that day. Sorry, I'm going into one because I'm a boxing man. I remember that day. Canelo just came in pajamas. He's Gucci or Louvres. Just walked around, waved the crowd. He didn't even do no public workout. So again, these are little things which I'm sure Liam has picked up along the way. Don't give out all your energy at these public workouts. But suffice to say, Liam, Stephen. I've never really had conversations with Steve. Although I had a fighter, Akash Bhatia, I fought him in the ABA final. Another kid I trained who really was just a hard worker, got through to the ABA final, and lost to Stephen Smith in the finals, in the ABA finals. So Stephen, Liam, and Callum, me and Callum was sitting on the same table at the gala, the Ring Magazine gala in Greenwich a few months back. And I was like, yeah, come on, man, let's beat up Buatsi. I was like, oh, beat him up, man, beat him up. And he just smiled in his usual calm, humble way. And yeah, I think it's a brilliant fight. And it's a fight that we can really establish who the number one in the UK is, because both of us have come up short against Hall of Famers. Let's get it right. Kovalev's a Hall of Famer, 2 3-time Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, dominated the light heavyweight division, and obviously Beterbiev, former undisputed champion. And so this is a good fight. This is two of Britain's best who have fought the absolute best. If you want to fight Benavidez, go ahead. Go ahead. If you want to fight Benavidez, go ahead. Because Bivol's running from him. Canelo seems to be, when I say running, I mean, listen, you got to be, this is a business as well. But Bivol doesn't seem keen to face him. Canelo doesn't seem keen to face him. And so Callum is in a situation where he's got the WBO interim. We are basically number one of the WBO because Beterbiev is number one and we're number two, but obviously Beterbiev and Bivol are due to fight. So you got the top two in the WBO and the top two in Britain. So let's have a fight. So in terms of the date was August the 16th for Ant. That was supposed to be the date. That's what we got told, mate. We got told August the 16th. So I'm like, yeah, we're ready. Then, a spanner's been thrown in the works, and it's all negotiations. But I know I've longed out the question. I'm just giving you more of an interview. But cool. We're ready. We're ready. August, September. Callum says he wants to challenge for a world title. Well, I would not wrong him if he went ahead and fought Beterbiev. But guess what? You got our interim belt. We basically will fight for the world title if he does that. Because I don't know the rulings on holding the interim belt and then fighting for the full WBC championships. So you have a lot of things. Zach Parker's rated quite highly in the BO. And then you got some guys which may not make no sense. What for? Ramirez, we won't fight where the fans know you
need that financial sense as well.
Yeah, financial sense. You want, two combatants. And so you got that. Zach Parker's been up wanting it for a little bit. He can get it if he wants it. He can get it if he wants it. But so that'd be a good fight. He's still unbeaten, Zach, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh no, he isn't. He lost against John Ryder. He pulled out against John Ryder with a hurt hand. Yeah, so that's a possibility. But it's got to make sense because Ant is a big time fighter. Ant's a big time fighter and he's in the lips of every light heavyweight in the world. So I believe it's either Callum Smith or a world title against the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to seeing what comes out of that. Thanks for your time, Tun Dai, and hopefully a great week coming up. A good fight night, and may the best man win on the night.
100%. Thank you very much, Jared. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Cheers, Tun Dai.
Yes, sir.
Well, Joel seems confident, and Tun Dai, as always, has got a lot to say. So good to hear from them both, and able to get Dan on this time. I know he's been very deep in camp as well. How do we think this goes, Carl? I mean, this is a huge fight to us to have. Huge main event, huge show. We're Team Dan, but it's a close fight, isn't it?
It is a close fight. Yeah, either guys here have got exactly what it takes to win this. This when we talk 50-50s, some fights normally 70-30, 60-40s, genuine 50-50. Genuine, but like I said previously, all the confidence is in our boy, and I think there's only one winner on the night, and that's going to be Dan.
I think when we put those box rec predictor stats out as well, it was like 50-something%, 40-something%. So it was literally like paper thin between the two of them.
Literally
so
just
nobody
shows.
Can split them, can they?
It just shows how close it really is. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one Obviously, the heat this week is going to make things a little bit more difficult for them in York Hall. But yeah, I think Dan's got what it takes.
Amazing. Well, listen, if you're unable to get down to York Hall, make sure you watch the stream live on talkSPORT and Seconds Out. Otherwise, I believe there will be a very limited amount of tickets on the door. Thank you very much and good night.